I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about, is my breakup hopeless? So, I've actually been looking forward to doing this video all week because I had two awesome success stories that I had to share with you guys. And both these guys I did 3 Skype coachings with, and I'm going to get to their emails in a minute. But I know how difficult a breakup can be, and I understand a lot of you guys are just feeling hopeless about your situation. And one of the worst feelings is just sitting there thinking that maybe she's found somebody new, or he, or you have nothing that you can do to get them back, or you know, just sitting there feeling like every second of the day is painful. Every second feels like an eternity, and you are just consumed with getting them back. I get there. I've been there. I get that. I've been there. So, you know, what happens is that your brain becomes so consumed with, you know, reattracting your ex or reuniting with them that it starts to fantasize, right? It starts to have all of these fantasies, and you start to come up with all of these ways that you did this magical thing that all of a sudden it gets them back. And your strategy is going to reunify them, and things are going to be great and amazing, and you're going to have an amazing relationship again. Not going to happen. How do I know that? How do I know that? Well, I'll tell you how I know that. Because not only did I do those same strategies that you guys try and come up with, and those grand gestures, and those imaginary conversations or strategies, that I did them. They don't work. And I deal with you guys all day, every day. I deal with these situations, and I talk to you guys, and every day I hear you guys doing the same things that I did, and they don't work. I have yet to find somebody say that their grand gesture and all these crazy things that they came up with worked. It does not happen. If it does happen, I would be very surprised, because it's just not the way things work. I just got off of Skype a few minutes ago with a guy who is absolutely consumed with getting his ex back, and he made all of the classic mistakes, blowing up her phone, begging, constantly begging her for another chance. Then he had these fantasies about, oh, if we meet and we talk, it'll work out. And then he sat down with her, and he gave her back this ring that she had given him, and thought that, you know, by giving the ring back, it was going to make her miss him. And he said, oh, this ring was so important to me, and I kissed it goodnight every night. I mean, it comes across as creepy. You know, I get it. I get you guys miss them so much that you maybe have an object. Maybe you ladies wear a sweatshirt that your ex left over there all the time. And, you know, in this case, it was a ring. The guy, you know, he was just holding on to that ring because it's like holding on to her. It's like symbolic of holding on to that person. Of course, it didn't work. And then he wound up sending her roses to her work, and none of this worked. And now she's blocked him on everything. Right? So, we just got off the Skype, and I gave him a really good plan. I think he's feeling much better about the situation, and I think he's going to do really well. But I have 2 emails for these guys. I'm really excited for. I like these guys a lot, and I really enjoyed working with them. They had really great personalities in completely different ways. And I had to share these emails with you guys because I know you feel like it's hopeless. I do. Let me tell you something. In most cases, an ex will revisit the idea of getting back with you. But if you are not ready, if you do the strategies that you think are going to work, they're going to blow up in your face. And I know from personal experience. So, please, 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 guys, consider at least doing an email coaching with me, at the very least, so you can get on the right track and at least be on the right track. Because I gotta say, most of you are on the wrong track. It's just what I see. I mean, you're so consumed with grief and loss that reality gets distorted for so many of you. And I know this because, like I said, I've been there. And, you know, definitely you're going to feel tremendously better. Does that even work? Did I say that right? You're going to feel so much better doing a Skype with me. I promise you guys. I promise you. You got to remember, I've been a therapist since 2002. And I know what I'm doing. I've studied breakups for years. And I have absolutely become, you know, absolutely was consumed with learning this stuff to help you guys. I wanted to figure this stuff out for myself, obviously, at first. And now, that's why I put it out there every day for you guys, because I want you to have the best information available. There's tons of terrible information. You know it. You guys have seen other videos out there. Whatever. But, like I said, I have studied all kinds of psychological theories. I've gone to an amazing supervisor for years to put all this stuff together for you guys. So, please, please, don't sit there and be miserable. Just sign up. Let me work with you, okay? That's what I really live for. I really want you guys to have an amazing relationship. I want you to get them back and keep them, okay? Because I know love is what makes the world go round, right? And certainly we don't want the world to go around on heartbreak. It's awful, awful. Probably like one of the worst feelings in the world. So the first guy actually said to me, why don't you have any testimonies on your website? And to be honest with you guys, I don't believe testimonies when I go on there and read them. Do you? I mean, maybe it's just me personally, but anytime I saw testimonies, I always felt like they were made up. So that's why I don't have them on there. But this first guy, he was like, really like, you have got to put testimonies on the website. Maybe I will. But I don't know. I'm still up in the air about it. Because, you know, I feel like there's so many people trying to take advantage of other people. I don't want to present that kind of vibe to you guys. You know, though I'm pretty sure you guys would know based on all the videos that I'm not like that. But I don't know. I mean, this was an amazing email. I was really glad to work with this guy, okay? Really funny dude. He was cracking me up. So he said to me, I wanted to write this email to you, Craig, as a thanks for your help. I want to share this with those who may be going through a breakup who need some hope. I would just ask two things. One, please put this on your site or share this with your audience, because if even just one person can benefit from it, it's worth it. Two, don't edit it so it's totally legit. You can share this part too with your audience. I'm sharing it. I had been with my boyfriend for 3 years and had broken up with him on many occasions. I was a bit insecure, and then one day when he said enough is enough, I'm not going to take it anymore, I had realized I made a mistake and was now on a mission to get him back. Yes, we're both gay, but gay or straight, this makes no difference, and it really doesn't. I work with gay and lesbian couples all the time. So I found your videos on YouTube while searching for videos on breakups and no contact. In fact, I had seen other videos prior to discovering yours and even paid and downloaded an awful PDF all about no contact. It was a complete waste of money and total BS in reflection. Following that, I had discovered your video called Best Strategy to Get an Ex Back. From this, I viewed your other videos. I was traveling all the time, so I used an app online to download these videos into an audio MP3 version so I could listen to them all while traveling. Very cool. Your videos were all about great advice and perspective, but they went further to really explain why we do the things we do. I couldn't stop listening. I began no contact with my ex, and he began to contact me following a few days. His contact with me was about telling me he missed me, loved me, etc. But I never saw anything from him specifically about getting back together or working it out. So like all those other web videos from others saying, just do no contact for 30 days, after some calls and texts from him, I had made the decision to take the big leap and do a Skype call with you. Once we arranged this, you got back to me almost instantaneously, and we actually set up a time for the same day. Sometimes I'm able to do that. Sometimes I have a slot that I can get somebody in, and I do it if I can. Firstly, for anyone reading this who hasn't done so, the Skype call went above and beyond my expectations. Not only was it about advice, discussion, and perspective, but Craig also helped me realize things about myself, which I'm now working on. But that's a whole separate story. The best part of the call is when you set me straight about no contact by saying, your ex is reaching out to you in so many loving ways, why are you ignoring him? That got the ball rolling, and while on the Skype call with him, he helped me write back to text my ex, and my ex responded immediately, and we agreed to eventually talk at a specific time. Yes, we did do that. And he was practically jumping out of his chair because it was literally minutes. It was amazing. I did a subsequent Skype call prior to meeting my ex. Craig walked me through exactly what to say, how to handle objections, how to behave, etc. It wasn't directive, but rather gave me the insight so I didn't show up like a blithering fool. Yeah, I've been there. We literally did this call 1 hour before meeting my ex for dinner. Yes, we did. When my ex and I met for dinner, the ex made it clear he wasn't so much in love with me anymore and he was moving away. I was devastated, but I followed Craig's advice regarding how to behave, level of interest, things I definitely need to do, and things I needed to say. The night ended, and I was just sad that I really didn't talk about getting back together like I wanted to. Instead, I took Craig's advice and left the nasty emotional relationship talk out of it, aside from apologies and certain things. 2 days later, my ex reached out to me to thank me for the meeting and said that night was so special to him and he'd reach out to me again before he left the city to move to his new place. He was going to be moving out of the country. 1 week to the day of the dinner with my ex, he called me multiple times, and when he couldn't reach me, he texted me saying how much he loved me and wanted to be with me, and he had no doubts that he had hoped I hadn't met someone else. We finally spoke, and he told me how at the dinner I had said everything we needed to hear and more, and it made him realize he was making a mistake for not wanting to get back together. I can't thank Craig enough for this. I'm a pretty bright and successful guy, and often I think I know it all. But I put my faith in Craig, and today I couldn't be more happy. I can honestly say, yes, at the dinner, I definitely infused certain things of my own. But if I didn't follow his roadmap and didn't say certain things, I don't think this would have happened at all. I would still be single. I'm certain of this. Thanks so much, Craig. You'll never know how much our call meant to me and the words I have now in getting back with my ex was worth the sacrifice. That was an amazing email, and it actually was giving me chills to read it because I was so pumped for this guy. He is so ecstatic. He was just a mess and just absolutely heartbroken, and It's amazing, guys. This stuff really works. Like, truly. I mean, I've spent years figuring it out, and there is hope. Truly. Truly. The situation where I talk about the ex who broke up with me at Applebee's, I blew it. I didn't know what to do at the time. I was completely lost and confused because she did the indirect direct approach. And I had the opportunity, and I messed it up because I didn't know what I was doing. Believe me, I could have been back with that ex. Didn't happen, but, you know, it worked out better for me because now I do something that I absolutely love doing every day. And I love doing the Skype sessions with you because I just enjoy talking with you guys around the world so much. It's a blast, really. So this other guy here, I won't say exactly where he lives, but it's by Greece. And this dude, I really like this guy too. He was super cool. Older dude, but really like put together, like funny, just sincere, genuine guy. I like him a lot. And he sent this email. We've done 3 Skypes together now, and I'm sure we're going to do another one in another week or so. He said, "Hey Craig, yes, we are back together. She came over to my place Saturday night, and I had met her as she was parking her car. She put out her hand out the car window, laughed, and said, 'Hi, my name's Jessica.' So I smiled and shook her hand and said, 'Hi, I'm David.' She got out of the car, we didn't kiss or hug, and she made a comment about being really nervous. I started thinking this isn't going to go well. One of our Skypes was to prep him for this date. We did one, and then we did a prep one that was right before it, and then we've done one since, and things, oh man, I'll tell you how it's going afterwards. We drove to one of our favorite restaurants, and we talked about our news over the last couple of months. I noticed she started calling me sweetie and babes, like she used to, so then I thought, this is going to go well after all. When she arrived, we went to my place as I had to get my jacket. She left her keys and other things behind on my kitchen table. I know now it was deliberate. Oh yeah, it was deliberate. Sneaky, sneaky. This guy was ready. At the restaurant, it was like old times. We were laughing and joking, and just like when we first met. It was a while before we ordered any food. I used the opportunity to bring up happy memories we had, and that went really well. As soon as we ordered the food, she started bringing up our breakup. I told her that she should just have a nice time tonight and leave that for another time. She initially agreed and started telling me about what she had been doing the past couple of months and asked me what I had been doing. I told her things had been going really well at work, that I started the ball rolling on my new house, the sale of my company is progressing, and some other projects are going really well. She said she was really excited for me and I looked great. My weight loss really showed. The waiter poured wine and asked that we should drink to, or what we should drink to. I said, how about new beginnings? She laughed and said, no, happy endings. When I first read that, you can imagine which interpretation of happy endings I had. I clarified that with him on the follow-up Skype, and no, he said no, she meant like us having a happy ending together. Guys, don't forget, I've been a comedian for over 15 years too, so I like to try and laugh with you guys, and you know, I know it's a hard time, but if you can laugh about things like this, especially when things are going this great, and believe me, they are. I'm going to, trust me, the follow-up I'll tell you after the email. She tried a couple more times to talk about our breakup and I said, let's just have a nice time tonight and see how we go. She said, I'm having a good time. I always do with you, but I want to talk about it. So I told her I've been taking advice because I want her to understand that I'm trying to figure out myself better and improve. She took my hand before she had started touching me and playing with her hair and said, not just you, sweetheart. Ah, so she knows she was making some mistakes. So we discussed it. She said I had made her feel unsafe and I apologized for behaving like a jackass, meaning on a prior occasion, which is one of the main reasons they broke up. I told her that she made me feel excluded and that I felt like she didn't love me. She said, if I didn't love you, do you think I would have made that trip with you? She talked about how the last few months had been miserable and how much she had missed me, that being without me was like being out without having a piece inside of her that was missing from her life, and she felt empty without me. She wanted to have a conversation with me, and that was sad when she couldn't. That Christmas Day was rotten, and she had been looking at her phone all day waiting for me to call, as was I. And New Year's Eve was lonely and miserable, and she had seen me happy on Facebook, and she was scared. I had moved on. She said I had been looking for excuses to contact me from before Christmas, but that she was scared I was moving on, and she asked me if I would ever contacted her again if she hadn't made the first move. I said no, because I thought we were over and she didn't want to see me again. She told me that having a career and being independent had lost its shine for her and that it was meaningless if we weren't together. Oh, and as luck would have it, the night before, a woman who I only know through work and who lives near Greece had made a comment on my Facebook post that she wanted to go to dinner with me. She brought it up and asked me if I realized this woman was making a play for me. I smiled and said, "Is she?" It made her jealous, exactly as you said it would. She held my hand a lot of the time, and I said that if tonight went well and she felt we had a chance, then we should take it. And then she said that's what she wanted to do. It was just like old times. We left the restaurant as they were cleaning up. We drove back to my place and she went to the restroom as I made us coffee. Turns out she was getting ready. As soon as I sat down, she sat down by my side and pulled her to me and we started making out and went straight to the bedroom. She got undressed and was wearing this sexy bodice and stockings that I bought her on a holiday, but I never saw her wear before. That's what I mean about her planning us getting back together. She was stuff all the time and had intended on us having sex all along. Well, what she was doing is she was ready to see if you were ready. If you hadn't been ready and you had messed this up, wouldn't have happened. Because we had you ready and I had you over prepared, things went amazing. Afterwards, for the first time in 2 years of dating, she said, "I love you." He had been with this woman for 2 years and she had only said it one time, and it was begrudgingly when she did it. And then she said him, I mean, come on, does it get any better than this? I mean, seriously, this guy was madly in love with this girl, devastated when they broke up, and now she's saying "I love you" the first time they go out again. Unbelievable. She had always said, and all the time we were together, that she never told anyone that she loved them. I was so shocked I almost burst into tears. I told her I loved her. We hugged, and I said that I always want to protect her and be her rock. She said, "You are my rock, and I always feel safe with you. The only time was on that prior trip." You know what, Craig? That closeness that I always felt was missing in our relationship, it was suddenly there that night, and it's what I always wanted. The sex was so much better because of it. It's like she's finally let go of everything that was holding her back. We carried on hugging, and I stroked her back and told her how much she missed my she told me how much she missed my hands. Finally, she had to go and really wanted to stay because she had a daughter. She is going to tell her daughter at the end of the week that she wants a life with me And if she isn't happy with it, that's her problem. Her daughter has got some issues going on that has caused issues in their relationship in the past. But because her interest has really shot up, now she doesn't care about the daughter's opinion. All she wants is to be with him. That is the sign of a woman with a really, really high interest. Oh yeah, on the drive back to my place, she said, "Don't get a big head over this, but my sister, who lives far away, says, you know you're going to marry this man one day, so why are you wasting your time being apart?" This morning, I got a text from her asking if I had felt a tremor. We occasionally get earthquakes. I shot back, no, but there were plenty last night. She immediately called me laughing and telling me how amazing the previous night was and how happy she was that we were together. Then, late in the evening, she called me to tell me about her parents wanting to rent out a spare room in their house. If I was interested, as I was next to my land, she would go there to see me if I wanted to meet her father. I asked if that was a good idea since she hadn't told her daughter about us yet. She said, "I don't care what she thinks. I've told my mom that you make me happy, and she said I should go for the opportunity to finally be with someone that I finally care about. Yay!" He said yay. Just now before I write this email, she called to tell me about her day, and she told her best friend that we're back together again, and her friend was really happy for both of us, and how she knew we could be happy together for a long time. Sorry for the long email. Okay, so, following this email, she has since then told him she's loved him like 2 other times. Her interest level is super high. She's really happy. I mean, she's talking about marriage. I mean, absolutely, absolutely amazing turnaround. Let me tell you guys, both of these guys absolutely felt hopeless in their situation. Both of them. They both were depressed. One of them was extremely anxious, out of control anxiety. And we got these guys completely turned around. And hopefully, I could do that for you guys as well, and for you watching. I really love to see these stories, and I love to see you guys happy and turning things around, and it can happen. Believe me, it can. There are a lot of little details for each individual situation that are going to give you your best chance. When I talk about the videos, it's general stuff. For your individual situation, I can look at a lot of little details, especially in the Skypes when we're talking, and I can tell you little things here and there to give you the best opportunity to get them back. Believe me, I'm here for you guys. When you want to get my help personally, just sign up for an email or a Skype coaching on my website, askcraig.net. And if you like the video and you're happy to see these guys back together, put a like on there. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.